A non-governmental organization which was co-founded by George Soros was protected from prosecution for interference in the 2016 Ukrainian elections, as was reported by The Hill. Bankrolled by the Obama administration and the Hungarian-American billionaire George Soros, the Anti-Corruption Action Center was under investigation as a part of a larger probe by Ukraine's Prosecutor General's office into the misallocation of $4.4 million US in funds to fight corruption in the Eastern European country. Now, the U.S. Embassy in Kiev gave the Ukrainian Prosecutor General Yuri Lutsenko a list of people of whom should not be prosecuted as a part of the probe. In other words, the United States specifically said, you cannot investigate these people. So think about that. The U.S. is standing up for Ukrainian sovereignty against alleged Russian aggression, but here they are telling them who they are and are not allowed to prosecute for corruption. Now, Lutsenko told the newspaper that he believes that the embassy wanted the probe nixed because it could have helped expose Democrats a potential scandal during the 2016 election, because George Soros was obviously very highly connected to the Democratic Party, and then he's connected to this misallocation of funds, being protected from investigation, and then that link would also make the Democrats look even worse than they looked in the election, which is very highly likely. I mean, of course, Soros is connected to the Democratic Party. He's one of the biggest funders of it. Not a conspiracy. It's open for public record. Everybody can see that. Now, Lutsenko divulged in an interview with The Hill last week that he had opened an investigation into whether or not Ukrainian officials leaked financial records during the 2016 presidential campaign in order to sway the election in favor of Hillary Clinton, which means the Clinton connection through the George Soros group, which is interfering in Ukraine, may have been responsible for the leak of financial records that had something to do with Donald Trump. Of course, Donald Trump he's a billionaire bourgeoisie. He's probably got all kinds of corruption all over him and financial misdealings all over the entire world. That's the way the bourgeoisie operate. But what you can see here is the very likely connection between Soros, the Democrats, and the leaking of those documents. And they were ordered to not pursue the matter any further. I mean, corruption in the Democratic Party is not a surprise. Like, this is not a conspiracy. This is politics. This is not some kind of secret thing to control the vote. This is just how bourgeois parliamentarianism works. This is the, I was going to say, it's not mudslinging if it's actually true, but this is how politics works in a bourgeois system. So there's nothing out of the ordinary here, really. Now, in 2017, the billionaire philanthropist siphoned money into a new group, the Democracy Integrity Project, the very ironically named group, which later partnered with Fusion GPS to create the now infamous Steele dossier, which Christopher Steele has now already admitted was essentially complete bullshit. Now, I reported on this previously. He admitted that his sources were iCNN or iPolitics or CNN, something that was user-generated content, which was not edited, not fact-checked, did not come from CNN reporters, but Steele took completely baseless accusations by anonymous individuals online as somehow being true. So you could definitely see how this will make the Democratic Party look bad. But of course, all of this is not going to make it into the mainstream media, letting us know that this was actually going on. So don't look for that, because you're not going to find it. But the question is, why is George Soros doing this? Now, there's a ton of conspiracy theory nonsense behind George Soros. NWO, he's a tool of the Zog machine, and a bunch of other nonsense. George Soros is a billionaire, and as a billionaire, he has particular interests. He does fund anti-racist groups in the United States. The reason being is that he does not want social unrest in the United States. He wants social pressures at a minimum so that capital can flow freely. The less upheaval there is, the better it is for capitalism domestically. So it's not that he's a conspiracy by the Jews to do whatever. When you go to Ukraine, he is very clearly funding fascist militias inside the country. Now, if he was Zog or some other nonsense like that, why would he be doing it? The answer is that there is a battle in Ukraine right now between Russia and the West. What Soros is doing is funding the West and funding the forces that are defending the West's interests, and that would be the white supremacists in Ukraine. So this isn't about some kind of giant racial conspiracy. This is just geopolitics. This is just capitalism. There is no grand conspiracy here. This is about profit making and defending the system which forwards those interests. So this idea that is some grand conspiracy by whatever group it is that you want to believe it is, it's not. It's just geopolitics. And most of all, it's just capitalism.
Thank you for watching. If you like this program, then please head over to my Patreon page and set up a monthly donation. It's your donations that keep this program running. Also, if you would like, please rate, comment, subscribe, and share in various social media.